Have you ever wondered what sparks a conflict in the Middle East? Well, the recent events between two regional powerhouses, Iran and Israel, provide a compelling case study. It all began when Israel launched missile strikes in retaliation to a barrage of drones and missiles from Iran. Reports soon surfaced of explosions heard in Iran, particularly in the central city of Isfahan, near the airport. The reports, however, are conflicting. Iran's semi-official Fars news agency claims that the cause of the explosions remains unknown, while others suggest that Israel was responsible. In the wake of these events, civilian airports in Iran have been closed and flights from the Persian Gulf diverted. These events mark the first direct exchanges of fire between the regional archenemies Iran and Israel. So, what happens after the first direct exchanges of fire between Iran and Israel? The anticipation of rocket attacks from Hezbollah, an Iranian proxy force that controls southern Lebanon, sent shockwaves through communities. Sirens wailed, serving as a chilling reminder of the escalating tensions. Meanwhile, the United States took action by imposing a fresh set of sanctions, specifically targeting Iran's production of unmanned aerial vehicles. The sanctions, however, did not quell Iran's defiance but rather stoked the fires of resistance. Iran sent a stern warning to Israel, declaring a potential change in its official stance on nuclear weapons if its atomic facilities were attacked. The stakes were high, and the world watched as the two nations teetered on the brink of a full-scale conflict. The international community's response was one of alarm and concern. The United Nations Secretary-General issued a sobering statement warning of the rising danger. "The Middle East is in a moment of maximum peril," he said, encapsulating the gravity of the situation. As the world waits with bated breath, one thing is clear: the aftermath of this conflict will have far-reaching consequences. But how does this conflict tie into the larger picture of Middle Eastern politics and the global stage? To understand the broader context, we need to rewind back to early October of 2023, when the Palestinian militant group Hamas launched a devastating rampage across southern Israel. This event, which resulted in the tragic loss of over 1,200 lives and more than 200 hostages, has significantly shaped the current geopolitical landscape. In the ensuing 6 months, the death toll has continued to rise, with over 30,000 Palestinians reportedly losing their lives to Israeli airstrikes and ground fire. This escalating violence has led to widespread fear of a full-blown regional war, a fear that is not unfounded given the volatility of the region. Internationally, efforts are being made to restrain the military adventurism in the region. Iran's call to the United Nations Security Council for Israel to be compelled to cease its military actions is a testament to the gravity of the situation. However, the effectiveness of these diplomatic interventions remains to be seen. The current conflict is not an isolated incident, but a part of a complex and interconnected web of geopolitical tensions. It underscores the urgent need for a comprehensive and sustainable solution to the long-standing issues plaguing the Middle East. The regional states remain quite concerned that the longer the open-ended conflict in Gaza goes on, the greater the possibility of a direct conflict.